He's pressing buttons.
Yes.
Let's go. Buttons.
Alright, we're
Yes,
live.
let's go.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Scrappy Fan 92, and welcome to the 86th episode of Storytime with Scrappy and Friends. With me today are Harry, Raideran, and returning from a very long hiatus, Tanner.
And this is a dog trying to get me.
I'm like a phoenix. I am reborn, but like a Greek myth, I will fly too close to the sun. I am Auticarus. Fly too close to the sun. I am.
Good lord.
Wow.
Turn to form for me.
Pardon my language. Anyways, so we are returning to Future Mario Brothers by Snowden. I don't know how to pronounce their username. I should really just send them a message and ask.
Yeah, how do you say your name?
Yeah.
Also, please continue the story. So, let's see. So, yeah, we're returning for this fun tale after it was like July when we last read a chapter. So, roughly 7 months.
Oh my god, was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Yes.
I could not remember the events of anything happening in
Oh
this.
my god.
I didn't think
Yeah.
it was that long ago.
Well, I have a very brief. My phone. Let me put my phone on like.
No, that's
rumble.
fine. Yeah, you're cool.
So, I have a very brief summary for what we last covered. I mean, very brief. Previously on Future Mario Brothers, Mario and Luigi's clones, set up with being the cleanup crew for the Mushroom Kingdom's police force, strike out on their own and protect Princess Dahlia of Sarasaland. Their next mission, liberating the DK Islands.
Oh,
So,
right.
yeah.
They. Okay.
Yeah, Luigi.
Yeah.
Someone just like addressed that to them earlier, like, "Hey, also you guys might want to deal with this," or
You mean the, like what? You mean the Kong Islands part? No, they just decided to do that on their own.
Oh, okay. I just remember. Yeah, I just remember now that DKI was part of this.
while 1984 is happening, let's also just go on a little side quest here.
I mean, it's not really a side quest. They're trying to like actually stop the Mastermind's conquest.
Yeah, wouldn't it just be part of main quest?
Yeah, fair enough.
It's not like-
I fell asleep at 8 a.m. and I woke up at 1 p.m. So throughout this headcanon, Luigi got addicted to Xanax. That's why he's tired all the time. He's got a lot to deal with. That's the canon explanation for why he sounds exhausted.
Okay. What was I gonna say?
What about
Yeah, this is
Video game
it's
characters.
it's a main quest thing, just not for the police force because they just don't have the resources for it. And Mario and Luigi are like, okay, well we're main characters, we can do this. So
Yeah. You guys
yeah,
like
that's
what if children's video game characters did drugs? Is that a novel comedic conceit?
I've never heard of such an idea.
Oh, right, it's fucking wild. Dude, what if Mario hit a block, he jumped, but it hurt his hand?
What if children's video game characters had a gun?
What if we made an album of rap songs where we scream really loudly about video game characters getting into sexual situations, but also Dan Avidan's choruses are pretty good.
anyway. This is Future Mario Brothers by Snow something. Chapter 5, Plumbers and Arms. The future has no certainty.
Hence the definition.
Open the gates. We have company. The Mushroom Castle wasn't expecting company that next morning, but the guards on the outer walls were all but happy to see Prince Bruno marching up with a line of Koopa Troopas. The Koopa Prince didn't seem too happy, though, and he had his reasons. Why. Inside the castle, Bruno was greeted by his sweetheart and fiancée, Princess Cherry, with a great big hug. He took her arms into his claws gently and frowned. We've been all We've been all over Isle Delphine. Still no sign of my father.
Also, one of your claws. Well, that's great, but one of your claws is in my rib cage right now. Please stop hugging me.
That was his favorite vacation spot too. That was his favorite.
Cherry replied somberly.
Are you sure he didn't leave you any clues to his whereabouts?
None. Shook the big reptile's head. He's not in Darkland, or Starhaven, or even the Waffle Kingdom. I'm starting to think that he might be. Cherry was quick to touch his lips.
Don't talk like that, Bruno. Mario and Luigi are getting ready to head off to the Kong Islands. If you want to, I'm sure they'll take you with them.
Bruno made a pout and turned away in disbelief. I've already tried to make my peace with Mario. He still won't accept me. Cherry sympathized, and this time took his claw into her hand.
Come with me. Let's walk a bit.
The two of them walked over to a balcony of the second level, where they could overlook a glorious view of the kingdom. From where they stood, green misty mountains cascaded over the horizon, while lush green fields full of blooming flowers spilled over and drew peaceful mushroom-shaped villages.
Do you remember when we first met?
Pardon me.
What was that? Oh my god! You know what? We've got some representation for this fic, because now there's an actual toad here.
I just had to hold in a sneeze.
Well,
You remember when we first met? Cherry asked Bruno with a certain softness in her voice. Of course I do, smiled the big green Koopa. I was testing out my clown car when it crashed right into that wall down there. Cherry giggled.
We thought we were under attack.
I thought I was under attack, snickered Bruno. But then I saw you running out, and as soon as I looked into those big, beautiful eyes of yours, the two of them paused, blushing. Well, anyway, smiled Bruno. It sure took a while for all those toads to come around and accept me. Cherry nodded.
that's great to be like, man. The first time I accidentally crashed into that maternity ward and I was bleeding internally. The second I saw the paramedic, I just knew it was love at first sight. She wouldn't even let go of my hand. Probably because she was carrying me onto a gurney.
It's a tale as old as time. Cherry nodded firmly.
And wherever we go, there may always be naysayers. But Bruno, we can't let any of that get in between us. We've already lost so much. Your kingdom, my parents, your father. We have to stick together no matter what.
A large amount of blood? That was from the first time we met.
Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Bruno's smile started to fade as his mood changed back into sorrow. But Cherry, even if we do get married, there's still one thing that may come between us.
What's that?
Time. We Koopas could live up to 200 years, but you humans aren't so lucky. If I could, I'd stop the clock right now and keep you with me forever. But I know that's not possible.
Oh, Bruno.
Cherry sighed as she stretched out her arm to hold as much of his middle as she could. Okay.
We have someone in the chat, by the way.
Chatters. Oh, fuck. Fuck. There we go. When my time comes, I'll want to make sure you'll be happy. That's all that matters to me.
You're much too kind, my princess. Too kind. The two of them paused again to stare into each other's eyes, and let the silence do all the talking for them before embracing each other. Just 2 rooms away, in their own personal quarters, were Mario and Luigi. They couldn't overhear what Cherry and Bruno were saying, but they knew they were together, and that bothered the smaller of the twins. Mario kept pacing back and forth, mumbling to himself, while a contented Luigi sat on the edge of the top bunk of their beds, reading a small book. Oh, that's funny. Like Luigi, as if Luigi would get a top bunk. Okay, it's been a while since I had to voice Mario. Hello, I'm Mario. I am very problematic in this story. Our princess, engaged to a Koopa, snarled Mario to himself aloud. What on earth is she thinking? Cherry's big, Cherry's strong. A cold-blooded reptile, too. Ah! It bugs me. It really, really bugs me.
Jesus Christ, Mario! I think it's sweet.
Said Luigi all of a sudden. Mario stopped in his tracks and glared angrily at the green one. Oh, of course you would. She's not your little bambina, is she?
So what if she likes a Koopa?
Luigi asked while putting down his book.
He never hurt her, did he? Huh? Did he ever kidnap her? Ever put her in a cage?
That's not the point, pardon me. That's not the point, Luigi. We're Marios. We have Koopas.
The princesses princesses don't eat Koopas. He loves Bruno.
Scrappy, you want to look in the Twitch chat real quick? Because that's a question that you can probably answer.
Harry could have just typed out Future Mario Brothers in the chat. Hello, Stella Puff. It's the story we're reading is Future Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to comment on the rest of that post, so...
What is it? I did see the fact that you said it. That immediately tells me that makes me want to read it more. That tells me that I am legally obligated to read it.
Stella Puff is asking for Tanner's number.
Hello, what's up? Hey, it is 655-444-4444. The guys who organized that, he fell asleep on the keyboard, so that's it. It's really just type 4 enough times and you'll get it.
Let's go! Live phone number link. Leak.
So what was I saying?
Oh wait, actually it's one of those call-in numbers. It is you've got to put in letters, like in infomercials. So it's 1-800-235-LIGMA.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's a few too many numbers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Nothing I say makes sense.
The princess doesn't hate Koopa, she loves Bruno, says Luigi. So? Oh my. So?
So? That makes them family, don't it?
As much as it disturbed Mario to think of any Koopa, let alone the Prince of Koopas, as family, he found himself at a loss by Luigi's words. In a way, he was right. There was a profound connection between their bloodline and Cherry's, and whoever she favored in a mate, be he human or not, they would have no choice but to accept him. Mario sighed deeply. You're right, Luigi. But still
nothing.
Luigi slipped over the bed's edge and landed softly on his feet.
We're not Cherry's keepers. We just gotta accept whatever or whoever she chooses. Besides, she knows Bruno better than we do, eh?
Mario furrowed his brows, still discontented. She had better hope she knows I know him better. She had better hope she know him better. She had better hope she knows him better, because if he lays one claw on her, so help me, Al.
Who's Jeeves?
He's not Toadsworth, so I guess that was you.
Yeah, but who is voicing Jeeves?
That would be Tanner.
Oh.
Gentlemen. I say, there we go, that's better. He doesn't sound decrepit, he just sounds elderly. He doesn't sound like he eats through a tube. Gentlemen?
Jeeves peeked into the doorway unexpectedly, his mushroom head sticking through the door like a sore thumb.
If you'll excuse me for interrupting, the princess would like a word with you.
Waiting for them in the hallway were Bruno and Cherry, still holding hands/claws. Eh. Jeez. Cringe Mario upon seeing the not-so-cute couple together again. What's going on? Bruno bravely stepped forward and replied, first of all, you read this son of a gun. I want to go with you to the Kong Islands. My father might be there. And besides, you could use all the help you could get. The little red plumber furrowed his eyebrows at the Koopa Prince. You're beginning to sound like all those people back in Sarasaland.
Jesus, Mario. Out of the same water fountains. But now that they're marrying, but now...
Now, Mario!
Cherry began to say. Mario interrupted. What he meant, Princess? Jeez, always.
Jesus!
Happy Koopa History Month, everyone.
Happy Koopa is... Oh my... Someone's gonna get mad that you said that. Someone's gonna get mad.
I'm black, I can say it.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Also, somebody please clip Scrappy saying that out of context.
Bold of you to assume we get people who watch our stuff to clip it.
Oh yeah, no.
Let's see. I know what he meant, Princess. I don't need a Koopa helping me to do my job, you racist son of a bitch. All I need is my little brother Luigi, and I'll be fine.
Farm.
Wait, what did you say?
Except for the ones I own on my farm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
All I need is my little brother Luigi.
To do my job, it's gonna be on my terms. And they're not gonna stare saucy at my mistress.
Oh my gosh.
oh, this is so poorly timed.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah. Also,
All I need...
Scrappy, what a great episode to bring Tanner James Brown back on. Didn't you totally are not just like... You totally didn't just, plant a bunch of seeds in the ground for me to just make insensitive statements and jokes.
The episode where Tanner gets cancelled.
Oh, you mean episode 1 at 0:005 minutes in?
He's not... I mean, listen to episode 1. He pretty much... It was off the rails from the start. Let's see. All I need is my little brother Luigi, and I'll be fine. And, okay. We just can't waltz onto those islands without even knowing where to go or who to talk to, Bruno argued. Mario confidently replied, We'll just take on whoever decides to get nasty with us. That's how I always do it. And that's how I'm gonna do it today. Bruno started to growl. Are you really that confident, or are you playing crazy?
Oh no! He's really that confident!
Smiled Luigi. You stay out of this, snapped his big brother. I can't believe I'm hearing this, grumbled the Koopa Prince, turning to Cherry for support. All I ask is that I help out this one time, and he gives me the cold shoulder, again. You really want to help? Mario asked suddenly. Then you stay here and watch over the princess while we're gone. Stunned, Bruno turned back to the plumbers with a I think they meant gaping jaw. You really mean that? Mario glanced over to Luigi, who gave him a wink. If she trusts you, then I don't see why we shouldn't. Then Mario grumbled under his breath. I still don't like this padding. Luigi, hearing him, gave him an elbow to the ribs.
You're sure you don't want any help?
Frowned Cherry worriedly.
I'd come with you myself if...
Mario shook his head just before she finished speaking.
Funny
No,
not
yes.
off, just being like,
It was so muffled I can't even comment on it. Lucky you, Tanner. So... Knowing you're safe here is all I need to keep me going, Princess, he replied.
All right. Well, if that's settled, I'd like you gentlemen to follow me downstairs,
Said Jeeves. As the plumber saluted the princess and turned to follow the little toad, Cherry's nerves could no longer take the stress. After all this time, she still hadn't opened herself up to the Marios, but that was about to change.
Wait! Grandpa!
She called out abruptly. The plumbers, stunned by her words, stopped in their tracks and looked back to her. The princess picked up her dress, ran over to the littlest of plumbers, and knelt down to his level. With her eyes watering up with tears, she panted.
Okay. I just wanted to say... good luck to you both.
Mario's heart melted and smiled lovingly to her while brushing her chin. You know I'm not really a great grandpa, princess. She gulped softly.
Sloppily? Huh? Ayo?
hey, yo!
Read the line.
But you're part of him. And you're the only family I have left.
Oh, God, following that line following she gulped, slop.
They didn't put me in a freezing...
A bad
She
omen.
gulped softly.
I know.
Come on now, don't worry about me, he purred. They didn't put me in a freezing cold sleeping chamber for over 100 years just so I could fail. Trust me, Bambina Mia. You'll be fine. With her heart refueled with reassurance, Cherry drew her arms over her would-be relative. He was all too happy to return the hug. Bruno now fully understood Mario's initial concern for Cherry, and sighed. Mario, waved Mario's finger at him. Don't ruin the moment. Now, let's go, Luigi.
Right.
Nodded Luigi.
So, where we stopping to first, Jeeves?
The little elderly toad smiled as he led the way.
Oh, there's just something I want to show you before you go. You could call it a reminder of old times.
Mario's eyes are lighting up right now.
Oh my gosh. Cherry and Bruno saw them off with their arms locked and hopes high. Let's see. All the while, the spy guy camera watched carefully through a hole in the stone wall.
You know what's the saddest part is that within the Mario universe, if half of all crime was, if there was a statistic that half of all crime was committed by...
My God, Tanner!
That'd probably be true! And that's the scariest part. I'm not advocating it. I'm saying given what we know.
Jeeves had led Mario and Luigi down the same secret passageway that led to their sleeping chambers, which puzzled the plumbers because they were unaware of what else could be hiding down in that dark, cold basement. When they reached the room, Jeeves relit the candelabras on the walls and began to carefully shake them about.
Now, let's see. It's one of these.
Peeped Mario. What exactly are we doing back down here, Jeeves? The elder toad smiled.
Back when I was younger, I accidentally came across this old cavern, and I not only found you, but something else. Something that I think your friend from the past left behind that may come in handy. Aha! Here it is!
He then pulled down on the last candelabra, which bent down all the way. That same wall slid to the left, indicating that it was the doorway to another secret room. This one was much smaller, and filled to the gills with lots of strange gadgets. In fact, that's what they were. Gadgets, with two Ds, produced by an old friend of the original plumbers, Professor Elvin Gadd. Awestruck, the twins approached the closet and pulled from it a few items that sparked their memories. Flood 2, a reversion of the old backpack equipped with two hoses that could be used as both jet propellers and guns. The Poltergust, a vacuum made especially for sucking up ghosts and ghouls. Other wacky items included a small briefcase, possibly Stuffwell, a very large paintbrush, an invisible cloak, the ghost gown, and in the very back were two go-karts, one red and one blue. Oh, wow, awed Mario. This looks like Professor Egad's garage.
Oh, gee, what tipped you off, Mario? Hey, Mario!
Said Luigi as he picked up a pair of silver boots.
What are these boots for, huh?
Oh,
Smiled Jeeves through his beard.
I believe those are called gravity boots. Yes, they're one of the professor's very last inventions. So I'm told. Here, try them on, you two. There's a pair for each of you.
Jeeves was right. There were only two pairs of these bizarre boots, and each one was specially designed for one of the two plumbers. Giggled Luigi.
We look like we're going on a ski trip.
Jeeves explained.
Now, if I recall correctly, those boots are meant to help you jump. You two control your jumps.
They could already do that.
You, Mario, aren't much of a jumper yourself. At least not compared to your brother.
Damn straight.
But with these boots, you can defy gravity.
Ah, sweet! Smiled the little red plumber, who was all too eager to test them out.
Mario, this is like the first time you have smiled in the past 5 days.
With one great leap, he took off like a rocket and catapulted his head into the ceiling. There we go. As Luigi looked on with great worry, Jeeves replied,
Oh dear, maybe they should come with helmets.
Mario came crashing back down with stars swirling around in his face. He was dazed by the crash.
He never learns.
Shook Luigi's head. At least he didn't break his hand while trying to hit a brick.
Yeah, but that would have been very hilarious and original. Ooh.
Now you, Luigi.
Jeeves told him.
You have a certain problem with traction while super jumping, yes?
Yeah.
Nodded the green one.
Well, these boots can help you with that by magnifying themselves so that you can come back down to Earth faster. Alright, hold on, I have to burp. Let me... Hold on.
Alright. Okay, and excuse you.
Smiled Luigi.
I'm just gonna take your word for it, bud.
As Mario quickly shook himself out of his daze, Jeeves turned to him and asked,
So, fellas, which of these gadgets are you going to take with you on your trip?
Mario and Luigi paused while staring blankly at each other. They mused in unison. Before long, they stuffed everything, yes, everything, into the tiny suitcase lying in the middle of the closet. The plumbers knew fully well that Stuffwell could transport things like no other suitcase. That was its function, of course. And so, they left nothing behind in that closet, not even the go-karts.
Mario, do we really need to bring the noose?
Oh my gosh. Enough. Enough.
All right then.
Cheered Jeeves, looking upon the plumbers while Mario held onto Stuffwell tightly.
I wish you both the best of luck, and hope these gadgets come in handy.
Oh, we know they will, nodded Mario.
So, we ready then?
Asked Luigi. His brother gave him a thumbs up. Let's go, bro.
That was very good. I'm just gonna comment that. That was a very good let's go, that line reads. That was good.
Thank
I'm
you.
being completely sincere.
Thank you. Spy Guy, still in its tiny camera form, watched from a balcony as the two confident plumbers marched out of the castle while guards and delegates alike cheered and waved at their departure. Oh, thank gosh, Mario's leaving!
Yeah.
The tiny robotic creature gave off a small sound of disapproval. Meow! It knew this was bad news it would have to report to the mastermind.
And then the mastermind's just like, what the fuck are you saying? You just said for like 45 minutes.
Pretty much. Dark Island. Well, that came through. Dark Island.
Mario is not approving of that name. Mario is scowling about that name.
There was only one time of day that the mastermind would take off his steel Bowser mask and helmet, and that was dinner time. In her secluded potion room, the Magic Koopa named Carmina was stirring up a soup of red mushrooms, the kind that gave users the power of super growth. It was Mastermind's favorite meal, for he depended on it to keep him large and strong, no comments. Carefully, the dark-robed, bespectacled Koopa poured the red mixture into a bowl and gently walked it down a long hallway and into a dining room. There, the Mastermind was waiting.
That's really funny to have a mask of Bowser, because that means, okay, not only was I a big fan of Hitler's policies, but also I wear a little Hitler mask to pay tribute.
I mean, Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
So, let's see, where were we? I guess I'll be Carmina.
Yeah.
Your soup, sire, was all the elderly Koopa said, before quickly leaving him alone in the room. Once he was alone, the large centauric cyborg slowly peeled away the tubes on his neck. My gosh. With each peel...
No, I'm sorry. I'm being rude. I'm genuinely sorry.
Fine, with each peel, a breath of hot smoke seeped out. He then carefully lifted the heavy helmet off his head with his two humanoid arms. He placed the helmet right beside the bowl of soup before taking it up, and then proceeded to drink it down as if it were a cup. As if it was a cup. He's so Darth Vader, it hurts.
Also, ew, that is like... Don't do that to, like, your ceremonial garb. Like, don't... That's... gross. That is the equivalent of, like, not washing your hands after you eat a bag of chips and go to your keyboard. That's gross. No, it's actually the equivalent of just pouring Cheeto dust on it deliberately.
Wait, what now?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I hate it when people, like, you eat greasy food and then they immediately just go back to, like, using a controller or typing on the keyboard without washing their hands. It's like, bruh.
So I guess it's a bad time to mention I was eating a churro over my keyboard.
Oh, you know what? Get Scrappy. That's unprofessional, and my standards are too high for that.
Yeah, get out, man. That's gross.
Okay, I read it. He was drinking out of a bowl of soup next to the helmet. That's better, because for some reason I misread it and thought he was drinking out of the helmet. I was like, that's disgusting.
I mean, that's something also Kylo Ren would probably do.
Yeah.
Tell me about the
Oh, he
droid.
would. Dude, do you think Kylo Ren would want to get his Vader mask dirty? No. Hell
Nah.
no.
Who knows? Oh, okay, so. Oh gosh. So yeah, he was drinking out of the bowl like it's a cup, not drinking out of the helmet.
Oh, that's okay. That is excusable. That is,
Oh.
you do that with cereal and stuff. So that's yeah.
Anyway, suddenly, suddenly the doors of the room opened up, and through them came the small purple shy guy. Rayman, you want to be this spy guy? The shy guy, I guess. You want to be them?
I could. Yeah, I could take it. Oh, fuck. Excuse me, Mastermind. Oh! Oh my god!
He's hideous! You're drinking from your helmet, that's so gross!
Oh my god! That was the one requirement I had when I signed the application, was that he wasn't gross!
Mastermind, we don't have another helmet prepared for you yet!
He gasped in surprise.
Have dishes piling up, you can just rinse them and reuse them. Or wash them, one of the two, you slob!
He gasped in surprise. From where he stood, he could only see from behind the giant cyborg. But as he spoke, the giant's face turned around. For once, he could see the mastermind's eyes.
They were
A pair of pitch...
They were covered in Campbell's tomatoes.
Oh my gosh. A pair of pitch black ones with piercing red irises. He could also see the mangled black hair dripping down from the back of his head, and a pair of super long, wiry whiskers sticking out from his shadowed face.
I like that a lot.
The glare he was giving, Shy Guy, gave the creature such a fright that he froze solid.
I should have asked this before, but does anyone remember what voice Joey gave Mastermind?
He gave him just kind of like a Vader-esque, like, villainous emperor, like Dr. Claw, almost.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't say I actually know Dr. Claw's voice.
Well, oh god, okay.
Whoa!
Yeah, that works.
He roared as one of his whiskers came forward and whipped the little Shy Guy off his feet.
Alright, you know what? Just for that, favorite character immediately. Oh,
Like,
he's so cool. I love him. I love him so.
I'm just gonna pretend that this mastermind is like related to Twin Tail from ARMS, like just prehensile mustache hair.
Also, that's great that you mentioned he is Kylo Ren in that he is totally like, he's honestly like you could almost compare him to like an alt-right dude, like, oh dude, these objectively bad people were so cool. Based my entire life around them, you know?
So as one of his whiskers came forward and whipped the little shy guy off his feet. His mustache is this bullwhip. He wailed in pain and terror as his master quickly grabbed hold of his Bowser mask. It only took them.
Rattlesnake Jake from Rango.
I need to watch that. It only took the mastermind a few seconds to reattach the helmet to his head, and then he growled menacingly.
Have I not yet made it clear? No one is to see me like this. Now speak before I skin you alive.
So
Honestly,
awesome.
I don't even think Shy Guys have skin. I think they're like just a mask and some cloth.
Before I guess I undress you, you will be nothing but a pair of shoes.
Oh god. A
Shy Guy-
fate worse than death.
You'll be like Yosemite Sam gets exploded and there's like just a pair of shoes smoking.
The shy guy bravely but clumsily shook off his terror and rose back onto his feet.
I had to tell you this, sir. Master, that's what I meant to say. Go on. Well, the Mario Brothers, the spy guy overheard them talking about going to Donkey Kong Island Sir, master, sir.
Mastermind brushed off his initial rage and sighed softly.
So they're outright challenging me, are they? That's good. It's been a long time since I've had some real competition. Send the message to K. Rool. Tell him he'll be expecting some unwelcome visitors. Yes, sir, master, sir, master.
I love
Saluted
this
the,
boy.
saluted the shy guy.
He's giving me just like, oh, it's great that the dirty voice is giving me. You're playing like the Woody Allen of Shy Guys.
Oh my god. Let me see. And if anything goes wrong this time,
Added the mastermind as his wiry whiskers accidentally peered through the nostrils of his mask.
I'll take care of it myself.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, hi, there's before we continue, there's another, person in the Twitch chat, Dorian's Nova 13. Hello. What did you come in on? Chaos, but this is Future Mario Brothers by someone, Snowdan. So, yeah. Chapter 5 of 6 chapters, so you're a little lost.
Dystopian future Mario fic where Mario is just super problematic. Everything about his existence, everything about his portrayal. He's super racist.
Mario, but it's not Mario, and he's kind of racist.
Yeah, he's kind. I don't know if you can say kinda anymore. We're past that. He is.
Anyway, so we are now heading to Donkey Kong Island Beach. I'm like just imagining like like how in Kingdom Hearts when you enter a new world you get like the special fonts that tells you the locale. That's what I'm imagining.
Like a title card.
Yeah.
There truly was no other place in the Mushroom World like the Kong Islands. As it is with Australia on Earth, what the fudge is in Australia?
Or you have to find like 200 golden bananas. Have fun.
Yeah, as it
God. You have
As
to
it
play
is-
Donkey Kong 64 to fight Mastermind.
As it is with Australia on Earth, the Kong Islands were like a world of their own, with everything from a vast, sweltering jungle to ice-capped mountains. One of which was actually shaped like Donkey Kong himself on the mainland.
When I went on my trip to Sydney, I accidentally tripped over and got launched out of a barrel that was also a cannon.
Australia would be like that.
Yeah.
As for its inhabitants, they too were special. Various species of rodents, reptiles, and birds could only be found here. But the most special of all were the gorillas called Kongs. They were the true rulers of this big, yet tiny world. Mario and Luigi arrived on a beach of the mainland by a small boat, pulled by a friendly sea mammal called an orco. Is that a new species, or is that something that's in the games?
Isn't that He-Man's friend?
Different spelling, but yes. Once the boat docked, the plumbers jumped to the shore on their gravity boots, which they had just mastered the use of. Okay, smiled an eager Mario. Which way should we go first, bro? Kicking out.
Well, which way's the closest to the Congo?
Asked Luigi as he stared at the forbidding jungle ahead. I'm not so sure. We can either go through to the highlands or the swampland. Which do you prefer?
Well, I'm pretty comfortable with water, so let's do the swamplands.
Okie dokie. I better grab the float too then. You're gonna need it.
Wait, me?
Oh boy! You weren't in Mario Sunshine. You'll do fine.
Look, I went through a very traumatic experience, and I need you to be understanding of that. Honestly, the least you could have done is invite me on your vacation after I rescued you. But no, you had to go fly off onto a vacation and wind up getting into a fucking custody battle. No, I mean, fuck you. Honestly, that's basically what Paper Mario Luigi would say. He's at his most insecure in those games. I love it.
Mario answered by dragging Stuffwell onto the shore, opening it. Like, the stuff will not go by he, my male pronouns, okay. Um, opening them and digging through the clutter of objects inside until he found Flood 2. He then gave it a mighty heave, and dragged it over to his twin. Here you go. Take good care of it now,
Wait,
frowned Luigi in protest.
aren't we going together?
No! Well, I give it some thought. I think it'd be better if we split up and cover more ground.
Just like it is every fucking time. Alright. Okay, you get. I'm sorry. God,
It's
I'm
fine,
rude.
it's fine. That way, we can find some friendly beasts or feeding snake ones on the way.
Mario, I thought you were in support of.
But nothing, Luigi. But what, Luigi? You want to do this, don't you? Luigi's jaw began to tremble. He couldn't remember the last time he went on a solo adventure, or if he did at all.
Yeah, yeah, I do. But we work better as a team, no?
Mario smiled as he picked up Stuffwell. Tell you what, let's make this a race. Whoever gets to the Congo and finds the Donkey Kong first will be treated to a nice dinner when we get home.
Really?
Luigi's mouth watered suddenly.
You mean you'd make me dinner for once?
Yeah, well, that's if you win, winked Mario. Intrigued, Luigi reached into Stuffwell to pick out a few of his own tools, then picked up Flood
Why do
2
you
and...
make cook dinner for you anyway? Is it because my green skin reminds you of a reptile? My green skin... No, outfit. His skin is not green.
Luigi with green skin.
Then picked up Flood 2 and fastened it onto his back.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, this sounds like a Super Show line, so... Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't butchering that. Pasta primavera with garlic bread! Pasta primavera with garlic bread. Remember that. What?
Nailed it.
Yeah, get it.
Fine, Mario rolled his eyes, having no doubt in his mind that he would win the race. Yeah, sure, whatever. Ready? And go! The two of them raced down opposite ends of the beach, one going north, the other south. Had they stayed on the beach a minute longer, they might have noticed another ship sailing toward the island. The Highlands. Mario never dreamed of super jumping before, but now that he couldn't get enough of it. Oh, okay, yeah, my grandmother's like in the next room over.
Apartment complex.
His booming cheer echoed across the mountains as the red plumber nearly soared through the sky, only to come back down to Earth and then take off again like a giant flea. Mario was exhilarated and almost completely forgot his quest. While still jumping, he managed to get as high up as some small misty clouds and found a few coins hidden between them. Okay, the money's still just randomly everywhere. These of course were no ordinary coins used as currency, but worked as special types of power-ups. Had he collected enough of them, he would be rewarded with new special powers. Yet, it was during these high jumps when he finally met his match in the form of a bee, or rather, a zinger. Zingers were a very large species of hornets with sharp spikes on their abdomens, making them hard to defeat by simply hitting them. Mario wasn't watching when he was jumping, and managed to land his foot on a zinger's back. Instantly, a jolt of pain shot through his leg. Ouch!
What did you think was going to happen?
He lost his composure and crashed onto a bed of soft grass on the earth.
Insert DKC death jingle here.
Yeah, he's dead. If you're at a point where you are in... If you can... At a point where you can touch clouds and then you fall from that, you're dead. You're dead. Why isn't this Mario fanfiction more realistic?
Let's see, where are we?
Now I'm just imagining the balloon pop sound, but it just has the Mario face instead of TK.
Listen, man, have you seen Mario Galaxy?
We lived through it last year.
Awesome.
Let's see.
That was a fun playthrough.
It was he lived through it. It was so awkward trying to write with Scrappy, and then he just started bouncing around with a string wrapped around him.
Some days you really do feel like that. Let's see, he lost his composure and crashed onto a bed of soft grass on the earth. While still stunned, the little plumber examined his shoe carefully. Mamma mia! He muttered in pain. What was that? As if answering his question, the insect hovered down to his level, buzzing furiously. Mario recognized it quickly. Oh, a singer! Hey there, amico mio. Have you seen the Donkey Kong around here? He noticed that the Hornet wasn't wearing any kind of mind-manipulating headband, though they must have been acting on free will. But what he didn't take into account was that this was not a friendly little bug. The Zinger arched their back, revealing the longest of its spikes where a normal stinger would be, and charged. Yow! Mario yelped, knowing full well how painful that sting would have been, and dashed off. He wasn't going anywhere in particular, just as far away from the Zinger as he could, but the Hornet was on his tail, itching for a fight. As he ran, Mario thought out loud, "Oh, battle! I need a battle! A battle when you need one!" The chase went on until Mario found relief at last, in the form of a small pond. He jumped in quickly and stayed completely underwater until the deterred Zinger left. When they did, Mario drew his head out of the water and took a long, deep gasp before he nearly drowned. Okay, this is not going well, he thought out loud. He swam back to shore, then pulled out from his back the stuff well. Oh, okay. Just how it managed to stay hidden all the time was a mystery. He opened the briefcase and rummaged through it, hoping to find something, anything, that could keep the Hornets off his trail. Try bug spray. All he could find that may have proven useful was a mallet, one of his favorite tools in a crisis. Alright, plan B, he mused to himself as he made the Stuffwell, okay, disappear again. Swampland. Luigi wasn't one to go off on his own normally, but he felt confident enough to do so as this was not his first trip to the island. He felt even braver, knowing that he had with him the flood. I don't know, it's just weird to refer to these devices.
Like a Lanty.
I mean, didn't they also say the Donkey Kong earlier?
That has an actual reason.
Okay, fair enough.
Tanner, you said something I couldn't quite hear it. What'd you say?
I said saying it's the Flood makes it sound like it's a vigilante name.
That or like
Halo.
Yeah, I was gonna say it. The Flood. I can't even do this theme song right now.
Okay, remembering the tune correctly?
Like da 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 da. And that's why we don't sing on this show.
Dude.
Despite how many times we've had to do it.
Because I've been in musicals, but I can only do baritone.
See, he felt even braver knowing that he had with him the Flood and a few favorite tools under his belt. One of those tools was the same wrench he used against the angler chief back in Central City. The one a giant fish bent almost in half. Still carrying a soft spot for it, he now saw it as just a lucky charm. While marching through wet marsh, he whistled an age-old tune.
Do so mi la ti da, so mi la fa so mi do re ti, I like how I'm not changing the notes at all. Do, so, mi, la, ti, la. Okay. Do, mi, la, fa, so, mi, do, re, ti.
He added one long whistle.
Oh, moisten. Sorry, a hummingbird just entered my apartment.
Alright, I could hear that.
Okay.
He added one long whistle when he came across a log bridge that hovered over a dark and gloomy looking lake.
Dank and gloomy looking lake.
Yeah, I don't know. Surrounded by a wall of trees, it seemed like an adventure within itself, for it was just unclear just what was waiting in the water. I mean, probably a claptrap, but... The green plumber took a gulp and a deep breath and very gingerly stepped onto the bridge. It was rickety, but otherwise stable. With his confidence renewed, Luigi began to cross.
This isn't so hard.
He smiled to himself. Just before a lockjaw, a tiny orange piranha-like fish that really did have a lockjaw, jumped out of the water and spooked him. He grabbed onto the rope of the bridge tightly with one hand, his heart with the other.
Okay.
He panted.
Get a hold of yourself, Luigi. Nothing to worry about. Just a little fish.
He pushed himself onward. Little fish. Sure, Luigi could handle those. But big fish? Like lunge fish? Now that was another story.
I'm terrified of big fish. I hate ska.
The green plumber was so preoccupied with keeping his balance on the bridge that he didn't notice a very big lily pad coming his way. Only it wasn't a lily pad at all. It was a submerged gigantic fish that was stalking him. The great lunge fish popped out of the water so quickly that it caused a tidal wave strong enough to throw the bridge off kilter. Luigi held on tight, but as soon as he saw a pair of jaws open wide to swallow him whole, he screamed in terror. His scream may have alerted for almost immediately. A set of feathered spears came flying through the air and struck the big green fish. The lunge fish... Pardon?
I'm so glad Mario wasn't here.
You're making assumptions that I don't think the author was even going for.
You know what? Yeah, that's...
You sure?
I look like the bad guy now. As opposed to earlier when I didn't.
The lunge fish took the hits hard and fell back into the water. As before, it made a great splash, but this one was great enough to snap the rope to the log bridge. Panic-stricken, Luigi grabbed onto one log and started to balance himself on it. He was agile enough even to walk backwards on it and thus propelling himself as far away from the fish as best he could. That's when he started to hear drums. From out of the dark woods came Critters, a member of the Kremling race. Critters were crocodiles with lime green scales and were as tall as the average human. I mean, actually, just a moment. Average human, what is the average human in the Mario world? Because that can range from Wario to Rosalina.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. And Mario's a pretty tiny dude too.
I was gonna say, like, Kremlings can be pretty tall.
Yeah.
These particular critters wore white painted stripes and spots on their faces and feathered hats and grass skirts. Perhaps they were part of some kind of tribe. Oddly enough, their belt buckles were the same skull and crossbone designs worn by their ancestors. They crawled through the water like crows, armed with long feathered spears, aiming them toward Luigi.
I come in peace!
Called out the plumber, with no response from the reptiles.
Hablo no inglés? El Italiano?
Still no response. Finally, feeling like he had run out of options, Luigi held out his hands like claws and yelled.
Thunder!
Nothing happened. Puzzled, Luigi tried it again.
Come on, Thunderhand! Light him up! Zap it! Please?
Still nothing. Luigi paused to scratch his chin in puzzlement.
I don't know. I don't understand. It worked back at Bean Bean Castle. Did I lose my touch or something?
He didn't realize it then, but the reason why he lost Thunderhand was due to a lack of energy. The critters waved their spears. One of them yelled, I don't even know what this is, just Akapango Poco Poco! They cried out in unison.
No, Poco! Me, Plumber! Me no threat to you!
But his pleas weren't helping. The critters yelled all the louder, baring their fangs. Just then, a small grenade came launching at them, hitting a nearby tree. The startled Kremlings let out gasps, and the ringleader pointed forward. Nautical Paco replied his followers. Curious, Luigi turned around and saw that a troop of naughties, so named for their resemblance to beavers, came swimming their way, armed with explosive coconuts. Luigi was quick to realize that they had silver headbands on their brows, the kind Mastermind's minions had on.
Those are masterminds. Those are masterminds, cronies.
He gasped. Again, the Nauticals catapulted the coconuts with their rudder-like tails, only they were aiming for the critters as well as the plumber. The critters ducked underwater, but Luigi wasn't so fortunate. He made a big splash as he knocked off the log he sat. He made a big splash as he was knocked off the log he sat on. The Nauticals were quick to move in, but just as they had the Kremlin surrounded, a bigger splash was made. It was Luigi, and for once he was using the Flood 2 as a boost. Once airborne, Luigi regained his adrenaline and shot a torrent of water at the Nauticals.
I know how to defeat these reptiles with water.
Now he's shooting at the beaver things.
Okay. I mean,
which isn't really much better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Alright, use water gun on Squirtle. That'll work.
Yeah.
Some were hit, but they came rolling back like teeter-totters. Clearly, the water attack wasn't going to work, so Luigi thought of another plan. He reached for the new... Pardon?
Open the door. I'm so sorry. It's so cold in my room.
Let's see. I need some water myself.
Yeah, also, I do have to use the restroom, but I wanted to wait until the fic was finished.
Let's see.
But also, it is pretty urgent. I don't know. I don't want to be rude.
Just a few more paragraphs and then you can take a break.
Okay.
Let's see, clearly the water attack wasn't going to work, so Luigi thought of another plan. He reached for the nearest tool under his belt and pulled out the bent wrench.
Wait, where were we? Sorry, I stood up to open the door. The bench wrench.
Bent wrench.
Bench wrench.
The paragraph starts with once airborne.
Once air. Okay, there it is.
He growled in frustration. Now is not the time for a lucky charm. The coconuts were launched again. Instinctively, Luigi drew his V-shaped wrench at the coconut. Not only did it reflect the weapon, but the wrench kept going until it flung itself right at the nautical that launched it. The beaver was hit right on the head, splitting the headband in half, and fell into the water. The wrench then pulled a 180-degree angle in midair and flew back to Luigi's hand. That's when it occurred to him. The wrench was shaped like a boomerang.
Sweet justice! Also, I've got to be careful throwing this. This might actually kill them.
I can hit with a wrench, sounds horrifying.
Yeah.
He grinned and launched it again. Okay, Luigi, I see how it is. He managed to knock out 3 more beavers in a row before the wrench came back to him.
Knock out. Yeah.
He threw it again and again until the little beavers were discouraged enough to retreat. Once they were gone, Luigi then turned to the astonished critters.
Panga Poco?
He asked them. He was given a simple answer. Oh, Paco, or something. And with that, they retreated underwater. All the while, Luigi was airborne thanks to the flood. The flood, too. He piloted himself to the shore, twirling his prized wrench.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
He grinned confidently.
Then God stays in heaven. I am the reason he created hell.
Oh my gosh. He grinned confidently.
Nobody messes with Luigi and his, boomer wrench. Yeah, I like that.
Boomer.
I was not gonna say it. I've already made too many stupid jokes.
Feeling extra good about himself, he marched on. On his way out of the marsh, he came across a small mouse that was climbing up a tree. Luigi then waved his boomer wrench at it menacingly.
You want a piece? Huh? You want it?
Jesus.
The timid little mouse scurried up the tree as a response.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Replied the plumber with a deep tone in his voice. He felt like nothing could stop him now. That pasta primavera was sure to be his. Alright. We can take a break.
Let's go. Break time.
How's everyone holding up?
This level really freaking sucks, but other than that, I'm enjoying the story.
I suddenly have a headache.
Oh? I'm sorry.
I don't know what it was. I think I've just been losing my mind.
Yeah, story time has that effect on people.
Who would have thought?
Literally everyone who's participated in story time. It's an open secret.
So are we just finishing this today?
That depends on your endurance, Harry.
Well, you're the guys reading it, so I think it's more on you three.
I'd say it's more on those two.
Right. So I kind of want to just get this over with. So we don't have to rely on Tanner being available. How long is the last chapter?
I have no idea.
About the same length.
Okay. That should be fine then. I'm not really doing anything after this.
Well, I guess you're not. Nova was commenting in the Discord channel, the server.
I mean,
we've
we've already like said that we're not doing Wario after this.
Well, Nova doesn't know that.
Can you? I mean, we're on break. Can you like just quickly message?
Ooh, that's a rip, Harry.
These enemies suck, dude.
Not gonna lie, one of the stages you were doing, for some reason it gave me like flashbacks to McDonald's.
What?
Yeah, like I don't know if they did it in the UK, but some McDonald's just had like video games in them for kids to play.
Oh.
Yeah, and like they would be like N64s or
yeah, they had that. I remember that.
Or GameCubes if it was late enough.
Let's see.
But like,
yeah.
I played like one game there. I don't even remember what it was, and it just watching this has reminded me of that.
It's amazing.
I do remember some McDonald's having like N64s. Like the one McDonald's in my state had some N64, like I guess those quote unquote booths, if you want to call them that.
Yeah, I guess they were booths because
Like-
you couldn't actually see the N64 itself. It was just
Like-
like a box with controllers sticking out of it.
Yeah, the one in my area, I don't think any of the N64s actually, any of the games actually worked. Maybe one of them did, but I remember. I think one of
The one time I saw it, it wasn't N64, it was a GameCube.
well, my McDonald's I guess was older. One of them was like what, Mario Party 3, and another was like I think Tigger's Honey Hunt. So
Mario Party at McDonald's.
that sounds like a way to just start a fight.
Yeah. Oh no.
Mom, we can't go yet. I have to finish this game of Mario Party.
Oh, that sucks, dude.
The world's long, like, you go to a restaurant for fast food, playing like the longest, the Mario spin-off that requires like the longest time investment for a single round.
Do a 50
Mom,
round.
I set this game to 30 turns.
McDonald's 50 turns.
Like you only play a round of Mario Party if you plan to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Tigger's Honey Hunt I think was one of the other games. Like, remember when Disney movies got licensed titles?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I had the Cars game growing up.
Same. Is that the PS2 one?
Yes, but no. I'm like, it's the same game, but I had it on GameCube.
Yeah, I think it's the same game. I didn't know it was on GameCube.
Pardon me. I think my friends had it on Xbox, so
Apparently, Cars 2 and 3 like are actually pretty good, like game-wise, at least, which is kind of hilarious.
Wouldn't know. I think that was the last and only licensed game I had.
I don't know how many
No,
licenses-
that's a lie. I had the Happy Feet game.
How was it?
What was that?
Uh,
What was that like?
I barely remember what it was like. I remember there was a rhythm game portion to it,
Oh.
and also that there was some like chase sequence from the sea lion.
I do have to say, but I did overhear that conversation in the bathroom, and no, I know exactly what you're talking about. I think that was what got me into Sonic. That was my start of darkness.
Wait, what?
The Happy Feet game.
No, the little arcade machines at
Oh.
Mc.
Oh,
Yeah, no, the Happy Feet to Sonic fan pipeline.
beware the pipeline.
Also, the idea of like a Mario Party at McDonald's, I'm just imagining that devolving into like trench warfare, like physical trench warfare. They're tossing balls. from
Trench
the-
warfare in the ball pit.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
Gosh,
They won't let these. Don't let those fuckers take our land or our turn.
Pretty much. You know, like I don't miss the ball pits at McDonald's, but yeah, I kind of miss the ball pits.
No, yeah.
Hmm.
I, you know what? If you were really into collecting Band-Aids, if that was your hyperfixation, dude, you would have loved those ball pits.
Oh
No, I
gosh.
agree, so.
Anyway,
Who the fuck collects Band-Aids?
anyway,
Much less Band-Aids used by other people.
Oh,
anyway, on jungle.
Do.
While Mario went north to the highlands, and Luigi headed south toward the wetlands, another visitor cut straight to the jungle and headed down an uneasy path to find the Congo, the heart of the jungle. This fellow, who was much bigger than the plumbers and dragged a tail behind him, was hoping to be the first to find the one gorilla whom could be called Donkey Kong. The name Donkey Kong nowadays is more like a title given to the strongest and overall greatest of apes.
I
This visitor,
declare you jackass, essentially.
basically,
You are now Donkey Kong.
this visitor was practically desperate to find him, for he had much to gain if he succeeded, and much more to lose if he failed. As he trampled through tall grass and thick vines, the big fellow paused only once to hear the eerie sound of an airship approaching. He ducked into the brush in hopes he wouldn't be seen. Let's see. His bull-like horns and bright red mohawk may have given him away, but as he glanced up to the sky, he could see that this was no ordinary airship hovering over the canopy. This ship was very large, mostly black in color, and its mast was shaped like the head of a Koopa King. The island visitor gulped in terror. The mastermind was here. He could only watch as the great airship made a slow and wind-raking landing somewhere in the heart of the jungle. The visitor picked up the pace as he lost sight of the airship. He was running out of time. Vine Valley. Mario wasn't out of danger just yet. Just beyond the highlands, he found an open plain full of ancient ruins covered in vines, hence the term Vine Valley. The ever-so-curious plumber took his time on the beaten path to overlook the sheer beauty of this land swallowed up by grass and weeds. All the while, he was being followed. Mario stopped at one broken up wall of what used to be a stone shrine. He wiped and pulled away the weedy vines covering it, and saw ancient-looking sketches. He was amazed to see one such sketch of a large gorilla standing atop rows of platforms, and a sketchy stick figure of a woman beside him. At the very bottom of the platforms was a small plump man armed with a mallet, running toward the second level. Between him and the top level were circles, possibly symbolizing something like fireballs, or barrels perhaps. Mario stared intently at this image. What did it mean? Was it some kind of homage to a part of this island's history? Then it dawned on him that the gorilla on top looked much like a Kong. The first Donkey Kong.
The ancient game of Donkey Kong.
Mario explored more of the wall, pulling vines away to reveal other such patterns. One was of a big ape on top of a platform once again, only this time he was boxed in by a square. The man from the previous image was sitting beside the box, resting perhaps. Below them were long vertical lines, and among them was a symmetrical shape of a much smaller ape. Perhaps those were vines, and he was swinging on them. Again, Mario was puzzled by this imagery. The little plumber wanted to see more, and ripped away at more vines as he was coming to the edge of the shattered wall. The third sketchy image was even more bizarre than the first two. There was still a large ape and a small man, but this time it was the large ape climbing up two vertical lines while the man stood right below him, holding what looked like some kind of gun, aiming it directly under the ape. The ape looked very agitated, as it showed with his eyes in perfect circles and teeth gritted. Just above him was a cone of some sort with tiny circles swarming around it. The more Mario stared at it, the more this part of the image looked like a beehive, with angry bees buzzing about. And for a moment, that buzzing was starting to sound real. In fact, it was real. Rayman, you want to do this?
You want me to buzz?
Yes.
I hope this comes through.
And featuring special guest, the Pyro.
The plumber jumped up in alarm and whirled around to see not one, but a swarm of zingers staring him down. He yelped in surprise and took off in a flash. With a furious hornet's tail, When they had him cornered at a pillar, they lunged at him. Remembering his mallet, Mario whipped it out from behind him and started swinging like a madman at the Hornets. He managed to knock out a few, but more were coming. There just didn't seem to be an end to them. When the road was made clear, he gave chase again. Desperate for another way to end his pestering, Mario pulled out Stuffwell while still running, and figured the one thing he could do was find whatever he could. Figured the one thing that he could do was find whatever he could in it and throw it at the zingers. First, he pulled out a banana peel and tossed it, then a green turtle shell, then a bomb, then some kind of vacuum cleaner, the Poltergust 3000, in fact, then passports, then a pink princess dress. Then he pulled out a mushroom covered in yellow and black stripes. Wait, it dawned on him. This was a power-up.
Damn it, the explosive didn't work. Maybe if I turn into a bee, that'll work.
Mario then held onto the mushroom tightly while throwing apparently the whole Stuffwell at the zingers. While most of them were stunned, he made his way to a small ditch and dove into it. When the remaining zingers thought they had cornered him with no way out, they surrounded the ditch and poked out their razor-sharp stingers, ready to launch them at their target. Then, all of a sudden, a giant bee came flying out of the ditch. A bee with a mustache. The zingers fell back in amazement, as they looked like they were at a complete loss for thought. Bee Mario, as he called himself while in this form, was actually the same old Mario dressed in a silly bee suit with wings that could actually fly. This was, of course, made possible by the bee mushroom he just activated. With a smile on his face, he fluttered toward the zingers, knowing he had fooled them into thinking he was one of their own. Buzz! 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 He mimicked them. The zingers nodded slowly, as if they understood his language. Then one of them buzzed.
Did you want me or Rado to do that?
I think Radaran was doing it.
Yeah, okay. I did not hear it.
I did. I looked away because I didn't think there was another one.
The others buzzed in agreement.
Bye or
Pardon?
What?
nothing? I was making a dumb TF2 joke because I'm an idiot.
We'll read a story about Team Fortress one day, we promise. Yeah. The others buzzed in agreement. Mario soon found himself surrounded by the spiky-backed hornets. Only this time their demeanor was much friendlier toward him. It would seem that the trick worked, and now instead of killing him, they were instead interested in bringing him to their hive. He allowed them to lead him on. At least they could take him to someone that could become an ally of his. That was his hope, at least. Kremlin Kingdom, the Congo. As Luigi stepped out from the dark forest and into the light of an open plain, he could smell the sweet aroma of pasta primavera on his nose. This was it. He made it first to the dwelling of the Kongs. Up ahead was a temple, temple of stone and ivory, with torches on the side to light the path. Surely the Donkey Kong was here. This looked well enough like a dwelling fit for a king. And indeed it was. Only this king was not an ape, but a Kremling. King K. Rool the 18th. Like his forefathers, the spoiled, rotten Kremling race was dressed in a red robe, a crown, and donning gold armor over his chest and belly. He sat on a bamboo throne atop a long wooden staircase, fanned by giant palm leaves, and served a cup of coconut juice by a clump. Is that actually the name of that enemy type? A clump?
I've never played any of the Donkey Kong country games, so I have no frame of
Played a
reference.
Donkey Kong game either.
That does sound like an enemy type, but I wouldn't be able to. I don't remember what that would be, but that does sound familiar.
Yeah.
So, yeah, served a cup of coconut juice by a clump, a huge, bulky Kremling with deep red scales. Like the Kremlings, K. K. Rool himself was not banded. He worked for the Mastermind willingly. After all, it was the Mastermind who gave him authority over this island. As for his subjects, most of them were banded with mind-warping headgear. Particularly the rhino-like Rambi, who were used to pull His Majesty's transports. The ram-like hoofers who acted as temple guards, and the Ellies, two of which were the ones fanning His Majesty as he basked into the glory his ancestors fought so hard for. I like how they like just using the animal buddies as like a generic species.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the elephants are just called Ellies, all of them. K. Rool sipped his drink slowly, then narrowed an eye to the brainwashed clump that served it. Served him, I would say.
Kenny. His name's
Grumbled.
Kenny.
Fucking Kenny.
That's great. That's the name of like a dude with really long hair, kind of a half mustache, works at GameStop. I love that. It's Kenny from GameStop.
That sounds like the name of a web, like a gamer comic.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that does like mid 2000s, very hey,
Delete.
we're acknowledging video game tropes in universe type comic.
Let's see. Kenny grumbled the spoiled king.
This coconut's not. Wait, this. This coconut's not lumpy enough. Take it away!
Yes, your majesty, replied the clump monotonously, and walked down the staircase as his master commanded. K. Rool slouched in his throne.
I'm bored. Polly, sing me a song.
From a bird cage nearby sat a small exotic parrot, who squawked in reply. Alright, who wants to do this? Oh, was it like, memories are like the corners of my mind. Rock! Misty, watercolored memories. Rock!
Okay.
Actually pretty good. What the hell?
That was pretty good, yeah, dude.
That's enough. That's enough singing. Jeez.
Growled K. Rool, waving his claws.
How about a knock-knock joke?
Knock, knock!
Who's there?
Boo!
Who? There we go. I'm trying to find the right one. There we go. This works. Boo. Who?
Don't cry, it's just a joke. Rock!
Meh. I've heard that one before. How about a riddle, Polly?
Rock! What happened? No, what appears once in every minute, twice in every minute, but not once in a billion years?
I give up.
The letter M. Wait, what? What appears
The
once
letter
in every
M.
minute?
The letter
Alright.
M. Yeah. You
All
get
right.
it?
Okay, I get it. The letter M! Rock! K. Rool cracked a smile.
That was cute.
The big green crocodile then yawned slowly.
Jeez. You'd think being a king would be fun, right? But nothing ever happens around here. There we go. I found it. I found his voice. Very professional to find the character and then acknowledge you're doing so in the middle of your performance. Hey, sorry I missed that line read, audience.
As if on cue, the front doors flew open. This caught K. Rool so much by surprise that he almost fell out of his throne. He quickly scrambled to his feet and roared.
Who goes there? Speak up!
Expecting perhaps a real challenge, or perhaps his boss, the Mastermind, K. Rool was once again surprised to see a small human dressed in a green t-shirt, denim overalls, and a strange-looking backpack walk through the doors.
Hello?
Luigi peeps Luigi nervously.
Is this the right place?
Guards, seize him and bring him to me!
Shouted the king. Luigi was then snatched up by his arms by two large blue Kremlings and hauled to the bottom of the staircase. K. Rool crossed his arms and gave a look of real authority.
Now, state your name and business here, stranger.
Luigi politely tipped his hat, before the large blue reptiles forced him onto his knees in genuflection.
Hi, I'm, Luigi, and I'm looking for Donkey Kong. Have you seen him? Donkey Kong!
K. Rool cracked a smile.
You must be joking. The Kongs have given up their rule a long time ago. Now I'm in charge. What?
Gasped Luigi.
But we need his help to liberate the island from the mastermind. Oh, I see. So you're the meddling plumber I was forewarned about.
Luigi's confidence level dropped a great deal as he realized he walked straight into the jaws of danger. K. Rool grinned evilly.
You see, pal, Mastermind is my employer, and I don't take kindly to anyone that's got a problem with him. Well then, I've got no choice but to fight you.
Replied Luigi as he tried to get back up on his feet. He was pushed back down by the Kremlin guards.
Fight me, King K. Rool?
The slender green reptile looked shocked at such a proposition.
Nonsense! Can't afford to get my crown and robe dirty. But I'll tell you what. Since you're so itching for a fight, why don't I just pit you against my best fighter?
Luigi gulped softly.
And, if I win, then you'll surrender?
K. Rool bowed sarcastically.
I would be more to give back this island if you will. But remember, he's my best. Are you up for the challenge?
Luigi felt like he had no choice, as he was surrounded by the enemy.
I guess so.
He nodded nervously.
So be it!
K. Rool snapped his claws, signaling a command. A pair of side doors creaked open, and bongos began to beat in a military-like rhythm. Luigi stared in awe at the teams of clumps and critters, all dressed similarly to those he met in the swamp, banging percussions and waving feathery banners. They lined up in a circle, as if forming an arena around Luigi, who was left in the center. Then, from within the doorway, came a most terrifying roar. It almost sounded like that of a lion, but in fact, it was a gorilla's. Luigi's teeth began to chatter, as a very large and bulky ape with dark blue fur and donning spiky silver armor came tumbling out of the doors. His lower jaw had fangs as long as tusks, and his helmet bore the emblem of the skull and crossbones used by the Kremlings. Stranger still was the fact that among his armory, this beastly gorilla wore a red necktie with the letters DK in yellow in its center. Oh my gosh. Give me a moment. This was a tie preserved only for the true Donkey Kong, a title this unrelated ape reserved for himself, apparently.
See, he may not be a Kong, but Silverback here can tango with the best of them. Your number's up, plumber boy.
K. Rool gave a toothy grin to Luigi.
Get him, Silver. He wants your tie.
Upon hearing this, the dark ape's eyes burned red with fury. He bellowed a hellish roar and beat his armored chest that gave off a cymbal-like clash. Luigi braced himself for a charge as the ape entered the makeshift arena. He would have to count on everything he had now. The battle began when K. Rool commanded his parrot.
Ring the bell, Polly!
Okay, that was okay. Sorry. I noticed the.
Yeah, he's got a backup parrot when Polly just doesn't feel like doing anything.
And that parrot copies Polly.
Exactly. Rock! Ding! Rock! Oh my gosh.
That was really good.
Silverback did indeed charge Luigi, jaws foaming with rage. Oh gosh, he's failing.
I feel sorry for your throat, Scrappy.
No, I honestly, I kind of, I'm gonna switch voices for K. Rool next chapter. I guess I could do it now.
I mean, this is the last chapter, isn't it?
No, this is the second to last chapter.
Oh,
I said
no.
we're taking a break midway through.
I Peter K. Rool.
Oh, I see.
Okay, like if you can't maintain a Carol voice right now, then feel free to modify it.
For some reason, no, I can't. Can I do Patrick Stewart? I don't know.
I mean, why not? He kind of sounded like him in the cartoon.
All right.
Let's see. Meanwhile, wait. Silverback did indeed charge Luigi, jaws foaming with rage. Luigi was looking to use Flood 2's flight ability and shot to the air, missing the impact. As Silverback swatted at him furiously, Luigi shot gallons of water at him. All that did was stun him for a moment. Then the ape really got mad. The plumber then switched his strategy over to his boomer wrench, which he flung with accuracy. It clung to the big ape's helmet, and didn't do as much damage as Luigi had hoped. But still, the wrench came flying back to him, and he prepared to try again. Meanwhile, King K. Rool immediately had a bucket of popcorn ordered to him. Luigi stayed afloat, dodging one swat after another. He pulled him out from his belt and tried to knock the helmet clean off Silverback. With one great swing, he only dented the helmet, but it was enough to stun the beast. Silverback fell onto his back, giving Luigi a chance to turn off the jetpack and land on the beast's chest. Let's see. He stomped on the dazed gorilla three times before it regained consciousness. Then Luigi quickly turned the jetpack on again. As K. Rool took a handful of popcorn, he smiled contently.
Now this is what I call entertainment.
The furious ape slammed his hands onto the ground, causing a minor quake in the room.
I was perfecting the voice. Pay no mind to me.
Okay. Causing a minor quake in the room. The Kremlings surrounding the area all fell to their knees from this, but Luigi was unaffected. Silverback then jumped into the air, grabbed Luigi by blood, basically, and tossed him back down to Earth. Luigi was stunned by this, but not injured. Flood 2 took most of the damage. In fact, as Luigi shook off his shock, he realized that the jetpack had been crushed. He couldn't rely on it anymore. But as Silverback lunged at him, the plumber made a quick super jump into the air. Normally he would stay in the air, but thanks to his gravity boots, he came back down as fast as a rock. He timed his landing perfectly, right on top of the great ape's head. The helmet was so badly dented that Silverback had to rip it off. He was vulnerable now. Luigi backed up to rethink his strategy, but was soon poked by a spear. The Kremlings were making certain that he couldn't escape the arena, not until there was a victor. Getting the message, Luigi took a step forward and pulled his boomer wrench back out. He drew it again, but this time Silverback could see it coming. He grabbed it in mid-flight, squeezed it until it was flattened, and tossed it away like trash. Fear once again took over Luigi, and he just stood there while Silverback rushed him. The ape gave him a mighty swat, and the plumber went crashing into two unsuspecting Kremlings. Luigi was seeing stars now, but his pain was far from over. Silverback grabbed his legs and started to throw him onto the ground, left and right, and then twirled him into the air. As he floated, Luigi was beginning to hallucinate.
Oh, look! Power stars!
He then crashed onto solid ground, face flat.
Ooh!
Groaned K. Rool as he looked away.
I'm not a doctor, but that had to hurt.
Silverback rolled his opponent over and tapped him, checking to see if he was still alive. He was, and quickly regaining consciousness. Despite the beating he just took, Luigi grabbed onto Silverback's finger and bit down on it. Hard. I don't know what it was. Right around you do it. Sorry. Do all the extras.
Wait.
Hey.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a yell. Holy shit. Okay.
That was very
Did that
Bowser.
come through?
The first portion of it.
The first like half a second and like and then he just died.
Yeah, it's like Silverback was about to scream, like, yeah, I kind of stifle his mouth just to keep.
It was like, yeah!
He just went to a coronary and yell. And Luigi's just like, I guess I win.
Like, yeah, he like picked up his helmet, like just to start cursing into it so no one could hear.
You mother!
God fucking damn it, shit! He's shouting Italian slurs into his helmet?
Oh my god.
gosh. Anyway. Yeah, screamed the big ape as he tried to shake off the plumber. When Luigi did finally let go, the big ape's index finger was as red as a beacon. This stunned the once proud gorilla, and it gave Luigi a chance to counterattack. He took a running start and then, he took a running start and jumped from the beast's left knee to his arm, then finally to his head. Now that Silverback's head was exposed, Luigi stomped on it 5 times, making each stomp count. Silverback once more fell onto his back, giving Luigi a chance to stomp on his chest again. With each attack on his chest, the beast was losing energy.
Come on, you stupid great ape!
Yelled K. Rool from his throne.
I'm not paying you to lose!
Rock! You're not paying him at all!
Shut up, Polly! Stop with your generic children's movie jokes!
Silverback regained consciousness, while Luigi was quickly running out of steam and weapons. All he had left now was his mallet, which he grabbed on too tightly.
Please,
He whispered to it.
let this be the last one.
He threw it at the big ape's head. To his shock, Silverback grabbed the mallet with his teeth and munched down on it like it was a toothpick.
That's a visual gag. Okay, there's a lot of like very like standard children's movie jokes, but that is a funny visual.
I'm gonna pretend that's an homage to the animated Tekken movie.
That is very fun. I like that.
The dark-furred gorilla then took a deep breath as he got back onto his feet and charged. Luigi wouldn't remember what would happen next, for he blacked out at the first swipe of Silverback's fists. But surely, what he went through in those last few seconds made all the Kremlings present cringe with empathetic pain. The plumber was left as nothing more than a crumpled splatter on the floor. Triumphantly, Silverback pounded his armored chest, and the Kremlings cheered.
Bravo! Bravo!
That's K. Rool.
A splendid performance, Silverback. We really should give you more opponents. What do you think?
The tired ape just gave him a small gruff and marched back through the side doors, which would lead to his secretive lair. K. Rool then pointed to what was left of Luigi.
You there, Kremlings! Pick up that pig and clean it up. I want him to look his best when we take him to the master.
As King K. Rool began to laugh viciously, it seemed clear that Luigi's fate was sealed. Okay, calm jungle. Prince Bruno would have been more willing to stay back at Mushroom Castle and guard his beloved Princess Cherry, but he felt his need would be far greater here on the island. It was Cherry, in fact, who insisted that he'd go. Knowing the safety of her plumber relatives would be... Wait, what? Knowing the well-being of her plumber relatives would be safe under his protection. More than anything, he wanted to find his long-lost father, but first he needed to find someone completely different. Dinky! Dinky Kong, where are you? He roared while tiring from his long trek. Come on out, you little pipsqueak, or I'll shake down all the trees. Dink? Dink? I'm not in the mood for hide-and-seek. Great line readings. Thoroughly exhausted.
I mean, I guess that works. He's just a very, like disappointed father. Like, no, stop, don't climb on the fridge.
Thoroughly exhausted, Bruno sat atop a great tree root to catch his breath. As fate would have it, a banana peel fell onto his face from a tree above. Startled and angry, he gazed up at the trees. Just there, sitting up on a tree branch, was a small juvenile gorilla, wearing a red bandana around his neck, with brown fur and an uncanny resemblance to the Kongs of old. He was scrawny, so much that he barely even looked like a so much that he barely even looked like a gorilla, and yet he was. The little ape feasted quietly and peacefully on a peeled banana, seemingly unaware of his importance to the island. There you are, Dinky, smiled Bruno excitedly. I've been looking all over for you. Come on down here, little tyke. I need to speak with you. Okay, that sounds like a threat. Come on down here, little tyke. I need to speak with you.
Yeah, that was very much like, come on down here, you little fucking asshole.
Dinky Kong could only communicate through chirps and hollers, but seemed to understand the Koopa Prince well. He slid down the tree trunk as if it were a pole and jumped onto Bruno's lap like a kitten. You remember me, don't you? Smiled Bruno. We played golf together 2 years ago at the Toadstool Tournament. I believe you still owe me a golf club. The little ape giggled in reply. Then Bruno's tone changed to a more serious one. Listen, Dinky. We both know that one day you'll be expected to be the next Donkey Kong. Well, my friend, today is that day. You're coming with me to the temple of King K. Rool. You're gonna take back your rightful authority over this. Are you listening to me? The little chimp-like ape was in the middle of grooming Bruno's wild mohawk while the big Koopa was talking. Dinky, his voice grew louder. You must come with me to fight K. Rool and take back this island. It's your duty as a Kong. Do you understand? The little ape nodded. Well then, are you coming? The little ape shook his head with a look of fright on his face and jumped back up into the tree. Bruno looked up at him with a look of sadness in his eyes. Dink, I've got no time for this. We have friends here and they all need you. Now you've got to man up. Ape up. And do your great-great-grandfathers proud. Great-great-great-grandfathers proud. Dinky Kong shook his flabby fists, indicating that he wasn't much of a fighter. I know you're still just a tyke, shrugged Bruno, but we can take him on together. You and me. What do you say, little buddy? The little ape jumped up and down on the branch and made loud shrieks in reply. He was looking like a 2-year-old in the middle of a tantrum. Clearly, he was more interested in playing than fighting. Bruno paused to think of what he could do to catch the little ape's attention. Would you do it for Banana? Suddenly, the chimp stopped jumping and hollering. His eyes widened.
I'm sorry, I just immediately thought of Scooby-Doo with that.
Pretty
I was
much.
thinking of Scooby Snacks.
Yeah.
His eyes widened in curiosity. Would you do it for lots and lots of bananas? Grinned Bruno slyly. The little brown ape couldn't help himself. He was a sucker for bananas. He swung down from a vine and chirped excitedly at Bruno. Good boy, smiled Bruno. Now let's get you ready for the big battle. Letting slip his ploy, Bruno dropped his smile as the frightened chimp scaled back up the vine. The big green Koopa tapped his foot impatiently. What's it gonna take to get you down here? The chimp responded with his usual oohs and ahs. Bruno sighed, feeling defeated. Then a light bulb flashed over his head. He figured that if young Dinky was only interested in games, then he would make this mission a game itself. He then folded his arms around his back, acting like he was disappointed. Oh well, I was going to invite you to a game of Storm the Temple, but I guess I'll just have to play alone. Oh well, sure not gonna be fun without a second player, but I'll just have to manage. As he turned to walk away, young Dinky Kong leaned over the tree branch with a look of intrigue in his eyes. Bruno noticed this and frowned. Oh, it's just a role-play game I made up, but you're not interested. Goodbye, Dinky. Bruno began to walk away, but he was soon cut off by a very curious little ape. He then smiled at Dinky. Oh, so you do want to play?
Yeah, I'm going to go to water as well. Because I am very tired. I don't... Do I have any more lines in this that's not in an... Oh god, is it over? But well, I guess it is for my voice, but...
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You get any lines for a few paragraphs, so I guess get your water?
Yeah.
Let's see. He then smiled at Dinky. Oh, so you do want to play? Dinky waved his scrawny little arms in delight. Like, oh, ooh, ee. All right, nodded Bruno. But you'll have to do exactly what I say. Got it? The chimp nodded. Good. Now let's get to the Kremlin Palace. Can't play Storm the Temple without a temple now, can we? The trick had worked. Bruno and Dinky Kong were on their way to battle. Zinger Hive. The place okay, give me a moment.
Take your time.
The place that the Zingers brought Bee Mario to was an impressively large beehive that was big enough to be a fortress. It sat in between two ancient trees at the edge of Vine Valley. The cones of the outer walls shimmered against the sun, perhaps indicating a form of solar power. On the inside, there were rivers of thick golden honey running smoothly on the ground and along the walls, which made Bee Mario lick his lips in hunger. But now was not the time to eat. The Zingers would push him forward if they felt he was lagging behind. They were insistent in showing him something. Well, actually, they wanted to show him someone. That one was none other than their queen.
How much of this chapter is left, by the way?
About a third, I'd say.
Jeez, because this has all been one chapter, right?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, because it's nearly been 2 hours.
That's why I didn't want to do. That's why I didn't say we had to do both.
Okay, yeah, I didn't realize it was gonna be this long.
No, it's fine. Surprisingly, this actually accommodates for my schedule pretty well. You can hear me like slow. You can hear like my my energy slowly depleting though. You can just hear it in my voice.
Well, better your energy than my internet. Like, I'm trying to just power through this before my stuff cuts out. Like, it will.
I do kind of need to use the bathroom.
I'm glad that's everyone. Hat trick 3 times, everyone.
What?
What?
This is the
A
third
hat trick. Me going to the washroom, Tanner going to the washroom, Harry going to the washroom. That's a hat trick.
Oh, I see.
Oh.
You can keep going while I'm gone, cause if you want, because I would like to be done soon. Just yeah.
All right, you heard the man. Let's just sit here and stare at the wall.
Well, let's watch the grass grow.
No, yeah, let's. Does anyone want to hear? Yo, all right, little house tour here. Does anyone want to hear the sound of my air conditioner? The sound of my air conditioner going off? Hold on, let me get Real close. Real close.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, I think I could hear it for for a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so where was I? That one, yeah, Mario went to the Zinger Hive, Tanner, so
Okay. Yeah. All right. He went to.
see, that one was none other than their queen. Queen Bee sat on a. Give me a moment. I'm allowed it myself. Queen Bee sat on a throne of honeycomb, crowned with a silver metallic band that twinkled like a star. Her size, gosh, her size was almost that of a great gorilla, and it was enough to make B. Mario shiver when he first laid eyes on her. The queen's spike and stinger looked more like swords or pikes, and her wings were long enough to make a dragonfly jealous. But there was something very odd about her. Her eyes seemed sleepy and entranced.
Am I turned on by this?
Are you?
The Zingers stopped B. Mario before Her Majesty's honeycomb throne, and one of them stood between them in salute. Oh boy, we have to have translated dialogue.
Yeah.
I don't know, just speak the, I guess you can just say the subtitles for time's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
So,
Okay.
Raideran will be the generic Zingers, and I guess Tanner can be like Queen Bee.
Okay. Okay. Sure.
I can do that.
I can do this voice, the very generic.
I don't know. What I'm trying to. Because Queen Bee could very much be like this, or just very, very sassy, very kind of in your face. You know, I'm just gonna go with this tone. You know, this works.
Okay.
Can't do a
Does
thing.
it? Does it? Are you sure? Are you sure you're making the right decision?
You may begin, Raideran.
I'm gonna be honest. I did not come up with a voice. So,
I'll do this voice. It feels more attuned to a characterization.
Your Majesty.
yeah, I know. Your Majesty, we have found you a new king, flown in from Vine Valley.
The Queen stared at B. Mario with a most uninterested glare.
I have no interest in kings. My duty is to preserve the hive at all times.
But Your Majesty, we've gone for too long without a king. Surely you don't want to test him first?
I must preserve the hive. That is my duty.
The Zingers turned to each other, buzzing about distress. Pardon?
Dialogue's a lot less cartoonish and a bit more like stoic and like genuinely regal, like talking up. You know, like than I expected. I guess the other voice I went with worked better. I'm sorry if I cut everyone off there.
Fine. Let's see. The Zingers turned to each other, buzzing about distressfully. B. Mario looked on, taking it all in and feeling sympathetic toward the worried hornets. While they were distracted, B. Mario quickly felt around his suit for a special device he managed to grab from Stuffwell before tossing it away. I hope they retrieved the suitcase after this. It was a small Game Boy-like device which he knew could translate foreign languages. He held on.
What would a Game Boy be in universe? It just wouldn't have Mario games, or it would. Would it be? It would be like Luigi's little thing from Luigi's Mansion. That confuses the hell out of me.
Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
He held on to a button and spoke into it. Oh gosh. Does Her Majesty wish to speak to me? My name is Mario, and I want to help you in any way. Mario then held up the speaker of the device to Queen Bee. She buzzed again, and this time the words were clearer to him.
I am Queen Bee, and I only have one interest: to preserve this hive from invaders.
B. Mario's concern.
I'm gonna make it written.
Okay. B. Mario's concerns grew. Surely she was more than just an oversized guard. I'm no invader. I'm a friend. Isn't that anything
Hi. I'm back.
Back. Okay, nice.
Okay. What did I miss?
We're talking to bees.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. I'm no invader. I'm a friend. Isn't there anything you need? Flowers, maybe?
My duty is to the hive. That is all.
Well, what about the island? Isn't this in great danger? Wouldn't you want to do something about it?
You speak foolishly. There is nothing wrong with this island. Now go away before I send my gods on you.
The Zinger soldiers looked to him with distrust in their oval eyes, but B. Mario stood his ground as he addressed them all. The island is in danger. Majesty cannot see that because she's locked herself in this hive. Don't you guys see anything strange about that?
Protect the hive is all.
Well, hold on. Queen Bee's coloring started to flush from yellow stripes to red. She was losing her patience with the stranger.
Protecting the hive is all that matters. That is my command.
B. Mario glared at her. Whose command? Yours or someone else's? As the queen started to shake with fury, her silver crown shimmered again, and that's when it dawned on the plumber. Her crown was metallic and banded, just like a mind controller. That's it! That thing on your head! It's a mind warper! Thing is, listen to me. Your queen is being controlled by the mastermind. Queen Bee's coloration was now fully red and black. For the first time in ages, her wings began to flutter.
Guards, seize him!
She buzzed. With dozens of angry hornets zipping toward him, B. Mario had no choice but to take flight. He used his own stinger to block the oncoming sting attacks, but there were so many zingers that they crowded him. But they were now at a disadvantage, as Mario was now able to kick them right in their faces. As he kicks them away, he whipped out his mallet and swung at them as if they were baseballs. With her stripes burning red, Queen Bee herself launched an attack. As she charged B. Mario, he held onto her antenna and literally pulled her out of the hive. As they wrestled, he forced her to the ground and tried as hard as he could to shake off her fake crown. She thrust her pike-like stinger at him, but he was so agile that it hit the earth twice. At this close range, she bit into his mallet and drew it away. But then he punched her dead in the face, stunning her. As the queen hornet sat on the ground, trying to shake off her dizziness, the plumber in Bee's clothing made a super jump. Sorry, Queenie, he muttered, but this is for your own good. Slam! The impact that Mario's boot had on the queen's fake crown was enough to shatter it to pieces. He paused in midair. Pardon?
The hammer didn't?
The hammer never connected. She bit it. She threw it away before it could connect.
Christ, Jesus.
Let's see. The impact that Mario's boot had on the queen's fake crown was enough to shatter it to pieces. He paused in midair to oversee the damage, while the confused Zinger swarm looked on. The queen, now back to her calm yellow stripes, opened her eyes widely. Her trance was broken at last.
Where am I? What just happened?
Sensing her confusion, B. Mario was quick to reply. You've been brainwashed by a Koopa bot named Mastermind. He's taken over this entire island.
Oh.
What?
What?
Oh, hold on. No. I'm sorry, I lost my place.
Yeah, because all I heard was
It's just a buzz.
What? Okay.
Next line is just a buzz.
I didn't know if you actually wanted me to read that. I'm sorry.
Oh, now, mind your language. Oh my gosh.
You are the last person who gets to talk about what words we can and can't use, Mario.
Buzz, exclaimed the Hornet Queen in alarm. She seemed to understand what he was saying, and it didn't take to the idea of being controlled at all. Come with me to the Congo. Come with me to the Congo, declared B. Mario. Yeah, stop this guy once and for all. The Queen nodded.
All swarms to the Congo! Immediately!
The Zingers, never once brainwashed but completely loyal to their queen, nodded and buzzed in agreement. B. Mario led the charge, feeling satisfied and finally gaining some much-needed allies. Kremlin Kingdom, the Congo. In just a few hours after seeing a great battle between a good-hearted plumber and a vicious wild beast, King K. Rool was once again bored to death. He was practically nodding off in his throne when once again the front doors flew open.
Okay. Ah, who goes there?
He blurted out as he was scared awake. Through the doors marched two figures, a rather large green Koopa and a very small and scrawny brown ape wearing a red bandana. K. Rool paused and
You there! State your name and business.
Did I say... I said my line.
Yeah,
you there.
You there! State your name and business.
Alright, now I heard it. The Koopa gave the reptile a sarcastic bow. I am Bruno, Prince of the Koopas, and this is Dinky Kong, my associate. K. Rool eyed the little ape curiously.
Kong, you say? But the Kongs have been gone since the Great Takeover.
You're wrong, said Bruno with furrowed brows. The Kongs are few, but they live. They've been in hiding deep within the jungles. But there's at least one of them who's brave enough to face you. He's standing right here. While still thinking he was in a roleplay game, Dinky Kong gave a fierce, if not silly, kung fu pose. K. Rool began.
I keep cutting people off and I feel so rude.
it happens.
Yeah. Okay. K. Rool began to laugh out loud.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say that, it's, speaking of rudeness, I'm gonna try to keep it down, which is very difficult given given the voice I have chosen for this character. Because I don't want to make too much noise in my apartment. I'm sure the audience is loving this. I mean, they've loved it for, what, 85 episodes, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Like if you got other things surrounding you to take into account. Let's see.
I just don't want to get noise complaints, man.
K. Rool began to laugh out loud.
Ha 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 ha! This puny little monkey is gonna be the next Kong? You must be joking.
He is a Kong, growled Bruno, and I'll prove it. Dinky, show him your deadly snake attack. Dinky then fell to the floor, and with great agility, he coiled and slithered up the staircase, leading up to K. Rool's throne. When he had the startled reptile in his face, the little chimp bared his fangs and stuck out his tongue like a serpent. My gosh, he mimicked.
Is that supposed to scare me? Ow!
Yelped K. Rool as he was caught off guard by a bite to the snout. Dinky then quickly raced down the stairway and gave Bruno a high five. Well done, little partner, smiled the Koopa Prince.
You think that's funny?
Seethed K. Rool as he held onto his snout.
You'll pay for this insolence. Guards!
As his army of Clumpton critters surrounded the intruders with spears in their claws, their ruler growled.
Let's see you and your little pet get through them.
I've got a better idea, suggested Bruno, who kept his cool. Why don't you let Dinky here prove himself? Let him face your best warrior in a one-on-one match.
Really?
Blinked an intrigued K. Rool. Yes, nodded Bruno. If you win, then you can throw us then you can throw us in your deepest, darkest dungeon. But if Dinky wins, then you'll have to give up your oh my. But if Dinky wins, then you'll have to give up your authority over the island and give it to Dinky.
You're not going to pull a fast one on me, are you?
Nope. I give you my word of the Koopa that I won't interfere. K. Rool grinned evilly. Surely this tiny chimp was no match for his own personal bodyguard, a 4,000-pound machine of a gorilla.
You've got a deal, but first let me introduce you to my Kong, old Silverback!
Once again, the side doors of the throne room burst open. Kremling's armed with spears lined up to make way for Silverback, the very large and very mean dark blue gorilla. As before, this big brute was huffing and beating his chest, but he looked slightly different than before. His armor was tattered from his battle with Luigi, and he had no helmet anymore. Bruno and Dinky looked awestruck by this giant beast, but didn't yet realize that he was not at his best. King K. Rool stood on his throne anxiously.
Didn't think I had a Kong of my own, did ya? Ah, well, this one's the real deal, kiddo. Playtime is over.
The Kremlin guards surrounded Dinky Kong in a makeshift arena, just as they had done before. The little chimp shivered with fear as the big, dark gorilla came stomping his way. Dinky turned to where Bruno helplessly stood and started to scream in panic. "Don't worry, Dinky," called out Bruno. "Remember, we're still playing the game. This guy's not really that strong. He's, a dummy. Yeah, that's it. A dummy,"
Hey!
growled K. Rool in disapproval.
You said you wouldn't interfere!
"I'm allowed to coach, aren't I?" argued the Koopa Prince. Ignoring the Crocodile King's protests, Bruno said to Dinky, "Just remember to keep moving and let him do most of the work. He's just playing with you, remember that." Dinky was still nodding, still shaking with fear, but nodded in compliance.
Now, begin the battle!
Roared K. Rool. Silverback slammed his fist onto the floor, causing a minor earthquake. It succeeded in knocking Dinky off his balance, but the little chimp was quick to recover. The big ape tried to swipe at him, but Dinky jumped out of the way. The little chimp then gave chase around and around the big ape. He was proving to be much faster and more agile than the previous opponent, which started to take Silverback off.
Alright, this should take off. I'm so sorry.
Don't let him run circles around you,
Don't let him run circles around you!
called out K. Rool.
Pulverize him!
Good line read. Let me rephrase that. Better than usual line read. Again, Silverback drew his fist to the floor, and this time Dinky fell onto his back. The big bullying ape then grabbed the small Dinky. That just sounds wrong.
Was that meant to be like better because I usually give bad ones, or
No, better than usual is what I said. Like, as in gooder than usual. That's.
I was gonna say, because it sounded like such a non-compliment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you saying like I don't normally? Because I'll admit these have gotten weaker as they go. What are you implying, Scrappy?
I wasn't implying anything. I was just saying that was a better than usual by your standards line read.
Okay, then what are they usually?
They're usually good.
Yeah, I'll admit they're not as good right now.
I said they're usually. I mean, they're good on average. That's what I meant. Goodness.
Okay.
Guys, I'm not that passive aggressive.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I mean, part of it is that I'm trying to keep my voice down.
It's fine, Tanner. You're doing fine.
You do
The
it
big
just
bullying
fine.
ape. The big bullying ape then grabbed Dinky by his legs and started to twirl him around. He then flung him into a Kremlin guard, but as Dinky got back on his feet, he had a silly smile on his face. He seemed to enjoy that. That's it, Dinky, smiled Bruno. Show this guy you're not a pushover. Get him! Dinky clapped his hands and ran straight up to Silverback, ran straight up to Silverback and climbed up his great bulky arm. When they met eye to eye, Dinky held up two fingers to the big ape and then poked his eyes with them. Veteran!
No, I was about to. Yeah.
Again, it cuts off, but Scream Silver, it kind of cut off again, but that also just makes it funnier. It's like it fell into a void and just stopped.
Yeah. He clipped through the floor mid-fight.
He's in the back rooms now.
Clipped through the floor.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't know this was a Sonic fan fiction.
Hey.
Late 2000s. This was made in the late 2000s. I'm allowed to make the joke.
Nice. It's fine.
Help, I'm clipping through the floor.
Yeah! Screamed Silverback as he tried to swat Dinky while blinded. Dinky jumped out of the way, and the great gorilla slapped himself in the face instead. He fell to the floor in a daze. Jump on him! Jump! Cheered Bruno.
Don't jump!
Pleaded K-Rool. Dinky Kong then obeyed Bruno's command and jumped onto Silverback's plated chest as hard as he could. But the armor proved to be much stronger and deflected him. On the head, Dinky, the head! Roared Bruno. Dinky rolled his eyes as if to say, oh duh, and swiftly kicked the big ape in the face before he regained consciousness. Bruno said to jump, not kick him. Silverback rose up again, just as Dinky jumped off of him.
Jinkies.
K-Rool gritted his fangs in fury.
What's the matter? What's the matter, you big stupid ape? You're gonna let this pipsqueak get the better of you? That's not what I trained you for. Now get up and finish the job.
Silverback groaned at the crocodile, feeling tired of his orders. Still, he had a reputation to consider, as he faintly stroked his prized DK necktie. K-Rool probably just bought that from a store. It's not even the original.
Knockoff DK tie.
That'd be like cultural appropriation in universe, because like if they're a separate species.
Like I don't know how the Kong lineage works in the universe. Like the monkeys that show up in Mario Party, are they Kongs also? We don't know.
I don't think anyone knows.
Like the Mankey Kongs that we see in like DKC1, they're like considered like they're like ex-members of the Kong family, I think.
They're like outcasts or something. I don't know.
This lore.
The Mario lore.
Where are we?
I always kind of forget that DK and Mario are like technically the same universe.
If we are on that topic, and I brought this up in the Shake It playthrough. Okay, Mario and Luigi have a reason to wear their overalls. That's part of their jobs. They're plumbers. Why the fuck does Wario wear them?
Oh, you're right.
Game developer. He does not need those.
Because before, well, I mean, he never wears them when he's on the job. He only wears them when he's like adventuring or trying to be Mario.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I guess you can also argue that like the overalls give a sort of like Indiana Jones-ish vibe.
Like overalls are just comfortable to wear sometimes.
They're annoying to take off.
Yeah. I remember, like, Mario and Luigi were created in the 80s, Wario was created in the 90s, everyone was wearing overalls back then.
Fair enough.
And Luigi just wears them because everyone else is wearing them.
Yeah, no, he's a follower of truth. I mean, that's kind of his existence. He's a copy of 2 other copies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we'll get to them soon enough. Not in the story, by the way. I'm just saying we'll get to them at some other time.
Yeah,
Let's
how
see.
much is left?
Like a few paragraphs left.
Okay, thank God, because it's getting stupid late.
Yeah, and now, oh god.
Let's see, so... As he faintly stroked his prized DK necktie, meanwhile, Dinky ran over to the edge of the arena to meet up with Bruno on the other side of a critter. Bruno then whispered to him, "You see that tie, Dinky? That's gonna be yours if you beat this guy. Only a true Donkey Kong can wear that tie." "You are Kong, aren't you?" Dinky nodded excitedly. "Then go back out there and prove it." Bruno nodded back. Dinky returned to the center of the ring while trying to roll back the fur on his quote-unquote sleeves. He was ready for more. Avoiding the next earth-shaking fist slam by Silverback, Dinky took a flying leap onto the big gorilla and scrambled to his head. There, he found his edge. Silverback tried to swat and punch the little chimp off of him, but Dinky was quick to weave out of the way. Bruno cheered him on, realizing that the young ape had a strategy worked out. Silverback's rage became his undoing, as he thoughtlessly punched and smacked his own head, while Dinky goaded him on with laughter. With one last effort to shake off this little punk, Silverback tucked and rolled around and around the arena and straight into the Kremlin guards. Dinky held on tightly to the hair on Silverback's head and couldn't be shaken off so easily. Silverback tried a different kind of roll. This time, he used his whole body in somersaults that would take him and the little chimp clear out of the arena. Rolling over the Kremlin guards, Silverback tossed and turned like a bowling ball looking for pins. All the while, brave little Dinky Kong balanced himself perfectly by moving his feet like a log racer. Eventually, the big dark ape crashed into a pillar. On force of impact, his armor tore completely off of him, exposing his chest and stomach.
This literally just is the you made that Sonic. This is the Egg Cerberus fight.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Like he's tricking him into running into walls. He's knocking off his armor and everything.
Huh.
Well, you're not wrong.
But Dinky wouldn't have to stop him to death. He already figured that the big ape's true weakness was his own blind fury. Though Silverback was dazed beyond recovery, Dinky urged him to use his fists one more time on him. Through Silverback's impaired vision, he could see not one, but 6 Dinkies sticking their tongues out at him, in unremorseful taunting. Hey. The aggravated brute gave in to his rage and gave what he thought to be Dinky Kong one firm punch in the face. Instead, he punched what was left of the pillar, and its top half came crashing down onto his head. The big brute was down for the count. King K. Rool's jaw dropped, and Bruno leaped in exuberantly. I'm not gonna yell. Yes, he did it! Dinky Kong did it! Woohoo! Realizing that he, the little chimp that once couldn't, really did beat the bigger and badder ape, he tore off his red... What?
No, sorry, I just failed when I was like an inch away from the goal.
He tore off... My condolences. He tore off his red bandana and flung it into the air in victory, like a teenager that just graduated high school. Bruno then walked over to the fallen gorilla and carefully removed his necktie. He then turned to Dinky and proudly smiled. Congratulations, Dinky. No. From this moment on, you'll no longer be known as Dinky, but Donkey Kong.
Ooh-hee-haw.
As the Koopa Prince wrapped the long necktie around young Donkey Kong's neck, the little chimp took a moment to let it all sink in. Donkey Kong. Yes, that was a very good name. He liked it very much.
No, 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 no!
Screamed King K. Rool as he stormed down his staircase. Steam coming off of him as if he were a turned-on stove.
I'm not gonna let this poor excuse of a gorilla take over my island. That's right, it's my island, mine. I'll kill you both if I have to. In fact, I think I will. Gods! Gods?
K-Rool turned around to see why his Kremlin cronies weren't responding, and gasped in horror as they were completely surrounded by a swarm of zingers. Somehow, B. Mario and his team of spiky hornets had snuck into the throne room and rounded up the Kremlings before they could fight back. Mario! Cheered a relieved Bruno. Bruno! Blinked at the surprised plumber. When did you get here? Why are you dressed up as a bee? Oh, this! Mario blushed as he realized he was still wearing a bee suit. All you had to do was shed it. All you had to do was shed it was to simply tug at its collar, and it disappeared in the poof. I almost forgot I had it on. Listen, I made peace with the zingers. They want to help free this island from Mastermind's control. Excellent, replied Bruno with a victorious fist in the air. We'll have Donkey Kong Island back to its old self by tomorrow. Just then he felt a small finger tap his side and realized it was his other friend looking for attention. Oh, Mario, I'd like you to meet my friend, the new Donkey Kong. Mario looked down at the smallest ape. He looked down at the smallest ape he had ever seen and cooed. He's just a little guy. They grow fast, nodded Bruno matter-of-factly. Little Donkey Kong nodded in agreement. The trio, along with Queen Bee and the Zingers, quickly surrounded King K. Rool, who is now completely powerless. It's over, K. Rool.
I have the high ground.
Thank you. Thanks, Harry. It's over, K. Rool, sneered Bruno. You're going to have to explain to your lord and master how you failed at the hands of a small chimp. To everyone's surprise, the crazed crocodile cracked a wily smile and started to giggle maniacally.
You think it's over? I think not, you great stupid dinosaur. It's far from over. You all might have captured me, but you won't get past the mastermind. Yes, he's here, and he's gonna cut right through you, just like he is right now to your plumber friend. Ha! Ha!
Mario froze in terror, realizing that there was only one person K. Rool could be talking about. Oh. I'm sorry. Oh no! Whatever. The lava pits. Where an old, worn-down factory once stood was now a ravaged field of lava pits. Somewhere in time, Kremkrock Industries Inc. had unwittingly unleashed the power of a dormant volcano, and eventually fell into its craters. Now, all that was left were random pools of lava and earth forged from cooled magma.
Prequel to DKC Returns? No, I'm joking.
What? What?
What?
What?
I give up.
Said. Yeah, that was.
I said.
I get it. It's cool, man.
I said prequel to DKC Returns ?
Thank you, Harry.
Oh.
Thanks.
Okay.
You probably couldn't hear me because I was like dying.
No, yeah, it wasn't even that good of a joke anyway. I'm gonna be honest, man.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I lost my train of thought. Thanks, Harry.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, Harry.
Well, shit.
Let's see. Now all that was left were random pools of lava and earth forged from cooled magma. The critters armed with spears and beating bongos wildly dragged and pushed a hog-tied Luigi down a beaten path of this fiery wasteland, as if leading him to be sacrificed to a god. In spite of his own instincts, the green plumber kept his cool the whole time. However, that was about to change. Once everyone stopped walking, so did the beating of the drums. They stopped at a cliff that overlooked what was left of the old factory. Someone, or something, was standing there awaiting them. Luigi was now facing a very tall figure, shadowed by
Get incapacitated. That happened 3 minutes ago, so of course I don't remember it.
Wait, what?
How did Luigi get incapacitated? I have a terrible memory.
He got beaten up
in
by
the
the
fight
clock.
against the Silverback.
Yeah.
Silverback
Right.
defeated him.
Right, sorry.
Luigi was now facing a very tall figure, shadowed by volcanic light and smoking hot air.
Ay, ay, ay.
He couldn't really make out who it was that had his back to him, but he could clearly see gigantic spikes sticking out of a turtle shell, and a tapping spiked tail like that of a stegosaurus. As the giant figure slowly turned his head to face the captive, his critter followers bowed before him. He had all the shapings of a Koopa King: the long mane, the fearsome muzzle, and of course those burning red eyes. Luigi's heart fell to the floor in sheer terror. He knew right then and there that he was standing before the Mastermind.
Oh, how I wish you were a Yoshi. Mario likes them because he considers them light skins.
Jesus.
What?
Just no. So, anyone final thoughts?
Oh, it's the end?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's it. It's over.
Okay.
I kind of wish I'd stopped apologizing for bad line reads and also that they were better, but
I wish you stopped doing that racist shit.
that's valid. I will. To be honest, I was like, oh my god, I'm overplaying this joke. Absolutely am.
Hey.
Okay, so I mean, I enjoy the chapter. I think it may have been broken up into two, but like the actual content of the chapter was fine. Mario's racist-itis aside.
I know it's been a long time, but like, were the other chapters this long?
No, there was a lot to cover in this chapter, though.
Okay, I was gonna say, because I don't remember like a single chapter taking up like 2.5 hours.
I will say that I noticed that. Okay, this still feels very much like a kind of amateur-y, full of like rife with like fanfic tropes on both ends, but there is a noticeable improvement. For one, the prose is better. The prose is a lot better.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the stuff with what was it, like Dinky Kong?
Yeah, Dinky Kong.
That was cute. I like that.
I would also say that like tonally this one's a bit. It is weird because it's both tonally. I kind of appreciated the earnesty of doing like a semi dark and gritty Mario. I especially loved the mastermind. I love the reveal. That is I really like just how completely earnest it is. Like, let's make a menacing villain out of a menacing like cyberpunk villain out of a Mario character. There's something very, very respectable about like that kind of conviction.
Yeah.
But I almost kind of
that doesn't work.
I guess that kind of is what hurt about the future chapters is that those kind of just felt like a lot of those felt like gags that you'd see in like an Illumination film or like sequences from those.
Oh, so it's on brand then now.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Right? Yeah.
So I mean, Mario is played by Chris Pratt, so is the bigotry.
Yeah. I wanted to say this earlier, but like when you were complimenting Scrappy about the Wahoo or whatever, I wanted to say
Go or something.
I wanted to say they should have hired Scrappy to do the Mario voice instead of Chris.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yo, Scrappy to replace Chris Pratt.
Scrappy to replace. You know what? I'm trying to think of like. Okay, I'm trying to conjure up in my mind.
If I watched an official Mario movie trailer and I heard Scrappy's voice, I would just die on the spot.
Damn it! Picturing Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a shame I had to make that somewhat off-color joke. What?
So, what was I saying, Mario?
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. Partway through, I started playing Fire Emblem.
That is.
Of course you did.
Oh Fire Emblem has become, to me, on Discord, what Homestuck was for me in high school, where every time I hear a conversation about it, it's like, oh, so I am not going to understand anything anyone is talking about for the next 15 minutes.
That's been me a lot when
Yeah.
the others talk about Fire Emblem.
My fucking god, my brother started calling me. What the fuck?
When I hear Homestuck, I just think like Homestar or something.
No, not you do. Of course you do.
Yeah.
I never got into Homestuck, but because, nerdy, autistic kid, of course you're going to make a lot of friends with people who are into that. I was in anime club and that stuff.
Mm.
I never got into Homestuck.
I don't, it is,
Oh, balls.
most esoteric fandom things I can, like, sort of put pieces together. I have no earthly idea what the fuck Homestuck is about.
Neither do I. To this day, I still know nothing about
I don't know.
Homestuck.
I have no idea what Homestuck is.
Because unlike other fandoms, you can pick up, like, context from stories. Homestuck fans speak in tongues.
They really do.
Yeah.
They really do.
They speak in tongues.
Yeah, because it's like something about like buckets and oomph-a-goo and sweet bro and Hella Jeff. I'm like, is this?
Are you speaking English?
Not just that. Some of the characters just have like speech quirks. Like some of them just talking like leet speak, but also some other characters just talking outlandish shit.
It's like an
yeah.
irony, like the first layer before we're like in the phase of like post-ironic memes we're in now. Was that what built the foundation?
Yeah, I'll give this level one more try.
Anyway, so
Homestuck laid the foundation for modern Zoomer humor.
Yeah, exactly. It probably did.
anyway,
Glean.
so all right, so I mean, I guess there's not much else to say. I enjoyed the chapter well enough. I like the exchange between Bruno and Cherry.
Poor
You know, when
Luigi,
Mario
I'll
show-
say that. Like,
Yeah,
Jeez.
Luigi.
I mean, it's an inspired arc for Mario. You know what's weird? If you took everything here, but played it for laughs, you would get a 2008 Newgrounds parody.
Probably,
Like,
yeah.
Maybe.
Attitude here and played it for laughs, you get like
Oh, okay, screw this. I don't have time for this.
like a Newgrounds parody.
What was I gonna say? See, I did like Cherry having, I guess, I'm not sure you call it. What would you call pathos? Like her realization, I guess, that Mario and Luigi are kind of the closest thing she has to biological family left, because I guess Mario and Peach did get married, and original Mario and Peach got married, and this story's in universe history.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Damn it! Every fucking time.
What if? Go on.
No, I try so hard to be polite.
What if? What if like regular like OG Mario was not racist, but like the clone was as a byproduct of the cloning process?
No.
Guys, what if Mario was racist?
Dude, what if he killed all the non-Nintendo racers? Oh god. But no. That's what it is. It is just like your internalized emotions. So like if you've got like a repressed like, I don't know, say you've got like an inflation fetish. The original you might not have it, but the clone is just everything your subconscious had.
It's their shadows.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. I do want to wrap up, so can we just say our final things here? I need sleep.
Okay, so
I'm gonna say it. I like this chapter.
No,
I mean, I liked it. It was just long, and Mario's
Yeah,
racist.
I liked it, but yeah, I feel like it could have been put into two parts.
The thing is, Mario's racism is not even badly executed. Like, as I guess, as an arc, It's just very like, okay, that's the direction we're going.
Yeah.
I'm also.
It is one direction to take Mario, but
It is.
I
yeah.
did. I will say this. I did enjoy the stuff with the zingers. That was fun.
I enjoyed the first half of the chapter more because
Mm.
this does again it does feel very much like a very Reddit like what if we made an MCU-ified Mario?
I kind of get a Saturday morning kind of vibe from this.
Yeah, that's what but yeah, and I guess that does save it. When it just goes full into like being a completely earnest take on like what if we had a dystopian Mario movie, but
It's
with some of the
so I get the vibe from this that like it's trying to be serious, but it also knows how ridiculous it is.
Well, I know, yeah. That is the other thing, but it never winks at it, and
it just knows it just kind of knows it's stupid, and I can respect that.
And I can kind of but I guess that's why I hated the second half because it does feel like the second half of this bit goes into more of a whoa, did that just happen territory, whereas I really like just how much conviction the first half had. Like I love again.
No, it's. I was just gonna say like I don't know if Luigi needed to get like screwed up that hard.
He was. Oh my god! Yeah, poor dude.
yeah, he got flattened.
And didn't he get cucked in one chapter? Jesus.
I don't think he got cucked. I think he just got rejected.
Okay.
Oh, is that what we're calling it now? Is that how we call rejection now? Oh yeah, I got cucked. No, the lady just turned you down, Tim.
What is with these fics that we read where Luigi just kind of eats crap all the time?
Well,
it's on brand.
Yeah, but
like the conceit of his character. You know.
I mean, he doesn't really suffer that much in my Mario story.
No,
honestly,
you give him some respect. You treat him with. He gets some W's.
He
gets something.
Well, yeah. I'm excited to see what the final chapter has in like 10 months.
The quote-unquote conclusion of the story, because this never finished.
And I'm also gonna have to find a new game to play because I'm pretty much done with Sly at this point.
So, Tanner, I guess what day are you next available for?
Okay. I think I gotta tell my boss that I'm doing therapy every 2 weeks on Wednesday, but that's unrelated and very interesting to you in the audience.
It's content.
Yeah. Next Tuesday.
Well, I guess we'll try to see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Because we're just trying to get this done before our third anniversary show.
And then we just scramble to think of what to do after this, I guess.
We can scramble some of that audio and get it isolated, Harry.
God.
Like, I'm gonna make you do that while you're playing Epic Mickey 2.
How?
With the power of friendship, that's how.
I don't have 4 arms. I'm not trying to.
The real superpower of teamwork.
Exactly.
I'll just clone myself. It'll be fine.
No, your clone might turn out like this Mario, so be careful.
Exactly.
Racist?
Yeah.
No, short. No, that's horrific. I'm sorry.
Secretly, I've been a cyborg this whole time.
I apologize for that statement. That was uncalled for and just really not kind. Like.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what you said.
Nothing offensive has ever been said on record on this show before.
Okay. Yeah. Should we
These opinions are not mine and are purely for comedic value.
All right. Can we end it with that? I need to sleep like now.
No, it's absolutely fine. Also,
we can end it there.
Okay. Bye. See you guys next time.
See ya.
I'll see y'all.
Good night, everyone.